So today we will with last bone of this hind limb and distalmost bone of the hind limb, that is the digit. And we all know digit contains three phalanges in case of the ox, horse and large animal generally. These digits are two in number, as we already seen the structure of metacarpal, metatarsal. In human being and dog, there are 5 metatarsal, and each metatarsal distally having the digit. So in case of the ox, 2 metatarsal or metacarpal are well developed, others are rudimentary. Accordingly, digits comes in contact with metatarsal and finally with the ground. So there are 2 digits, third and fourth are well developed, as we have already seen in the metatarsal, and each digit contains 3 phalanges and 3 sesamoid bones. So you see here, this is the metatarsal. From here to here metatarsal, and these metatarsal contains 3 digits, first, second and third, and it contains 1 digit. From here to here is digit, and each digit contains 3 phalanges, and each digit from here distal part of the metatarsal to the third phalanx contains 3 sesamoid bones. These sesamoid bones are proximally to 1, 2, 4, 1 digit, and distally here the 3 sesamoid bones. You can see here, this is the proximal sesamoid bone and this is the distal sesamoid bone. So 3 sesamoid bone, each digit contains 3 sesamoid bones and 3 phalanx. So total sesamoid bone present for one legs in case of the ox is 6, 4 on proximal row and 2 on the distal row. So there are 6 sesamoid bones for one limb. So total 4 limb contains 12 sesamoid bone, because 2 right and left, 6, 12 sesamoid bone. So this is the position of sesamoid bone and this is the position of phalanx, first, second, and third. So we have already discussed here the digit third and fourth are fully developed, contains 3 phalanges and 3 sesamoid bones. Second and fifth, because in animals, dog, in human being also, there are 5. So out of 5, in bovines, third and fourth will develop. Second and fifth are vestigial, and this is known as accessory digit or declaw. When we see the hind limb or forelimb of the cattle and buffaloes, distally just above the hoof, on its lateral and medial side, there are 2 vestigial structures near the last joint, that is known as declaw. These declaw are placed behind the fetlock joint. Anteriorly, it is not visible behind the fetlock joint, and each accessory digit contains 2 small phalanx which do not articulate the rest of a skeleton. This sentence is about this declaw. Declaw are out of 5. We have also 5 metacarpal, you see, and metatarsal in leg and in forelimb and in hand. And these metatarsal and metacarpal contains 5 digits. And out of 5 in bovine, 2 are well developed, which contains the phalanges. And second and third are rudimentary, that is known as declaw. These declaw are located in the behind the fetlock joint, not visible from outside, anterior side, and this there are no any articulation with this skeleton. So each developed digit contains third phalanx, and they nomenclature as first, second, and third phalanxes. And we will discuss accordingly first, second, and third here. So this picture have already discussed. This is the metatarsal, and this is the first digit. This is the second, and this is the third. You see here the individual picture of this phalanx. From here to here, first digit, each digit contains 3 phalanges, first, second, and third. For description point of view, it is also not a irregular bone, not a short bone, not a long bone, but not a splanchnic bone, but consider for the description, it is also comes under a small bone, but not a short bone, but having for descriptions having two extremities. This is the proximal extremity and this is the distal extremity. And we have already discussed, we have no any bone which is in the long in shape. It contains two extremity, proximal and distal, and middle one is known as sac. So this is the proximal, this is the distal. Proximal extremity contains two articular surface like this one. You see here, this is the visible in second phalanx. Two articular facet for the distal end of metatarsal. And in this, we will see in the video of later on after finish of the classes, we have with us the live bones, and we will see here. So here contains two articular facets for the condyle of the metatarsal, and these articular facet comes in contact with the distal end of the metatarsal proximally and posteriorly, or its volar surface contains articular facet for the sesamoid bone. You see here, volar surface or posteriorly have been the articular facet for the attachment of sesamoid bone. So for descriptions, it contains two extremity, proximal and distal extremity, and a set. Proximal extremity contains two articular facet and distal extremity also contains two articular facet for the second phalanx. And for descriptions, this set contains four surfaces. This is the anterior surface. This is the axial toward the axis, not lateral medial. Lateral medial is not comes in this description of the digit. This is the axial and opposite to this abaxial. So this is the anterior surface, and behind this is the plantar surface. Okay, you must be aware about the palmar surface and plantar surface. So for description, it contains two extremities, proximal extremity, distal extremity, and a set. Set contains four surfaces: anterior surface, plantar surface, axial surface, and abaxial surface. Proximal extremity contains two articular facets. Distal is also contains two articular facets. Proximal is for the this one condyle of the metatarsal, and distal is for the second phalanges. Distal is for the second phalanges. So here we discuss one by one. So first phalanx, what is the positions of the first phalanx and how it looks like? So first phalanx, first is also known as os pharyngeus. If any inflammation, any problem, any abnormality related to the inflammation is called os pharyngitis. That is the inflammation of the first phalanx. So it is a long bone placed obliquely downward and forward in directions, located between the large metacarpal for hind limb and large metacarpal for forelimb and large metatarsal for hind limb. So located between, here should be metatarsal, between metatarsal above and second phalanx below. Those we have already seen in this picture. Proximally, upar ki taraf, form a joint that is known as fetlock joint, and distally form the pastern joint. Okay. So first phalanx, it is a somewhat long bones located obliquely downward and forward in direction in between the metatarsal in hind limb, metatarsal and second phalanx, proximally forming a joint that is known as fetlock joint, and distally forming a joint that is known as pastern joint, and that is known as pastern joint. For descriptions, we have already in short discussed in the picture. For description, it contains two extremities because it comes under the long bone, two extremity and a set. So these extremities are proximal extremity and distal extremity. Okay. So proximal is larger than the distals. It contains articular facet proximally divided by a sagittal groove into two areas, abaxial and axial. Abaxial is larger. That means lateral is larger. But in another bone, those who are located the above, we have already seen the distal extremity or proximal extremity medially having the larger in comparison to lateral. But in case of the digit, abaxial means laterally larger because to maintain the gravitational force of the whole body in case of the bovine. But in case of the equine, it is not different. Like medial is larger. Abaxial means lateral is larger and higher in position. Position in the sense articular facet is not in equal position like the metacarpal and metatarsal proximally. It is up and down. So abaxial larger is larger and bigger in size, which responds to the distal end of large metatarsal, which comes in contact with the large metatarsal and forming a joint that is known as fetlock joint. Behind this, there is two facets of the sesamoid bone. You have already seen in this picture. Behind this, there is two facets for the distal sesamoid bone. This one. So we have discussed the structure of this part. Proximal extremity contains two articular facets proximally. This is the proximally, and lateral. This is the abaxial. Lateral. This position is higher and bigger in size. This one higher and bigger in size, and posteriorly पीछे की तरफ having articular facet for the proximal sesamoid. This one we have only discussed 2-3 points. Sir, this is proximal part. This is the distal part. Proximal is larger and bigger, larger and width. In width, it is the biggest and larger. And for description, proximally having two articular facets for the articular area of metatarsal, and lateral or abaxial is larger and higher in position. You see here, this position is higher in comparison to this one, and posteriorly having the articular facet for the sesamoid bone. On the volar aspect, two tubercles for the ligament attachment. Volar aspect means this aspect anteriorly. This is the anterior, or below that, this is the plantar. So this aspect having the two articular facet for the attachment of this ligament. So this is the structure of the first phalanx. In this regard, we completed. It's the proximal part only. Next is the shaft. We have seen the shaft. There are four surfaces we have discussed. This is the anterior, behind this plantar. This is the abaxial, and this is the axial. So what are the structures? What are the peculiar structures present in this surface? We have discussed here. So shaft is four-sided, means having four surfaces. We have already seen lateral medial. Lateral medial will not here. Here should be axial and abaxial. Dorsal. This is anterior. Volar or plantar. Volar or plantar. So dorsal surface, that is anterior surface, is convex and blend with the abaxial. Volar surface is plantar surface, is flat and present two tubercle. We have already seen in posterior side two tubercle for the attachment of the ligament, and two articular area or surface for the attachment of the sesamoid bone. This surface is known as volar surface. Here is known as volar surface. This volar surface proximally having articular facet for the sesamoid bone, and this area is for the attachment of the tendon of some ligament. So this is completed for the proximal surface, and regarding this surface, proximal extremity and the surface. So we have clear dorsal surface, that is anterior surface, volar surface, that is the plantar, पीछे की तरफ, having two tubercle and two articular facets. Now axial surface is flat and abaxial is rough. This one axial is flat, this one is flat, and abaxial is rough. So only two marks. This is the flat and this is the rough. And last is the distal extremity is smaller. We have already discussed on the previous, because proximal is larger than the distal, and its articular surface divided by a sagittal groove into two condyle, that is the abaxial and axial, and abaxial is larger, which responds to the proximal extremity of second phalanx. So this sentence saying about this one, this distal extremity contains two articular facets for the second phalanx, and this lateral abaxial is larger than the medial, and it is higher in positions than this one. So this is the distal extremity. So from first to here, we have discussed only first phalanx is also known as os pharyngis, and it is a long bone situated obliquely downward and forward in directions in between metatarsal and the second phalanx. Above forms a joint fetlock joint, and below form with the help of second phalanx is ostern joint. For description, because it is a long bone, contains two extremity, that is the proximal and distal, and a shaft. Proximal extremity is divided into two parts by a sagittal groove for the metatarsal bones, and posteriorly or its plantar surface having the two articular facets for the proximal sesamoid bone and for the attachment of the tendon of ligament, and contains four surface: shaft, anterior, that is dorsal, volar, axial, and abaxial. And distal extremity is also divided like the proximal extremity into two parts and contains condyle for the second phalanx, and this division is by the sagittal groove. So, okay, this is the second phalanx. Second phalanx is also known as os corni. Second name of second phalanx is os corni, and this is located in between first phalanx and third phalanx, and its position is obliquely downward and forward in positions, and proximally articulate with distal part of the first phalanx forming a joint, pastern joint, and distally is in contact with the upper part of the last phalanx forming a joint that is known as coffin joint. Okay, so what is second phalanx? Second phalanx is also known as os cornenis, and it is located in between third and first, and above forms a joint that is known as pastern joint, and below form the joint that is known as coffin joint. For description, because it is also look like the first phalanx, it contains two extremity and a set. So two extremity, that is the proximal and distal extremity, and between two area, that is the shaft. So proximal extremity is made up of the two glenoid cavity, and abaxial one is the larger. He is saying about this one. Proximal extremity means this one. This is the first and this is the second. So this is the proximal extremity and this is the distal extremity. Like this one, it was also divided into two parts. Here also divided into two parts. That is axial and abaxial. And this abaxial is the higher in positions, laterally is higher in positions, and bigger inside in comparison to this medial part. So second phalanx is for description also contains two extremity, proximal and distal, and a sac. Proximal extremity contains two glenoid tubercle, that is abaxial is larger, and volar aspect present two tubercle for the attachment of tendon of superficial flexor tendon muscle. He is saying about this one, this structure, this volar aspect. Volar aspect here contains two tubercle, this one and this one. This one and this one, two tubercles for the attachment of the tendon of superficial flexor muscles. And in first phalanx, we have already discussed this plantar or volar part contains two tubercles. This is the tubercle. This is the tubercle for the attachment of tendon of the flexor group of muscles. Here also, this is the two tubercle on abaxial side 2 and axial side 2. This is for the attachment of the tendon of flexor muscle. So we have completed two structure. Proximal extremity nothing but having two tubercle. This is tubercle, and two cavity. This is the glenoid cavity where distal part of the first phalanx comes and forms a joint that is known as pastern joint. And lateral means abaxial is larger than the axial. This is the proximal extremity, and this is the plantar surface or volar surface contains two tubercle anteriorly and two posterior for the attachment of tendon of flexor group of muscles. So we have completed up to this part. This one we have completed up to this part. Next is proximal extremity completed. Next is shaft. Shaft is three-sided, but in case of first phalanx, it was the four-sided, means four surface. So the surface is first is volar, means plantar surface, पीछे की तरफ, is flat and encroached by the distal articular surface. Abaxial, away from the axis, is rough, rounded, and irregular,